Fabulous. Okay, I'm Dave Howells. I'm one of the doctors here at Medica.
Yo, I'm Drew Gilchrist, and recently I recorded my appointment with the weed doctor. So you guys may or may not know, but I recently moved my cannabis clinic. I've moved to Medica, right? Because a lot of you guys were suggesting for me to move over there, and then I looked into it, and it just seemed amazing, and now I'm actually friends with them, so yeah, it works out really, really well. So because of that, and because I got on some good terms with them, I managed to record my interview where I like switched clinics. And I wanted to upload this on my channel because I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to actually have these appointments and how easy it is to actually get the bits that you actually want to get and how you don't have to be nervous, you don't have to be shy. So look, we're just going to let this go, and if there's any points where I need to pause it and just mention something, then I will do so. But for the time being, let's get into this.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm Drew. Yo.
So, Drew, what we're going to do today is just have a think about medical cannabis, why you feel that might be suitable for yourself, make sure there aren't any reasons why you wouldn't be eligible for a prescription, and then come up with a treatment plan. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds good for me.
Excellent. Okay. So why is it you've come to Medica today?
So I have a brain condition which I've been dealing with for over 10 years now. I used to be on a lot of prescription medication. Last time I took any prescription medication was probably about 6-7 years ago, and even then I wasn't using it as regularly anymore, but I've been using cannabis for it ever since, so prescription cannabis is definitely the most perfect world for me.
So the one thing I will note here is we did cut a little bit out of here because I don't really want all of my medical issues on show for the world to see. Not really what I want in depth on my YouTube channel, so just so you know, you would have to go a little bit more in depth with the issue and the problem and you know, what you've been taking for it. That's basically the only thing that we really cut out of the video.
You said that the cannabis has helped with this, so do you still get into those episodes where you feel that bad?
I do occasionally, but it's not anywhere near as bad as it used to be back in the day. Like back in the day, it was like I couldn't get out of my bedroom, I couldn't move. But nowadays it will be like, if there's some sort of stressful situation, it will be really hard for me to deal with it, but it's still tolerable, if that makes sense.
Right, let's check what sort of therapies you've had before. You mentioned the beta blocker. Have you had any other sort of therapies?
Yeah, I was actually on a couple different beta blockers at the time. I know propranolol was one of them. I can't remember the exact name of the other ones. They also tried putting me on citalopram at one point, which was completely not the right medication at all. And then I also did a couple like in-person therapies, but none of those ever lasted longer than a couple weeks.
Right, so you are eligible, that's great. There's no contraindications, there's no reason why you shouldn't be prescribed. So I suppose what we've got to figure out is how much you're currently using. Because it's still a controlled drug, we can only provide 1 month at a time. So every month you need to come back and ask us for some medication. So what is it you're using, how are you using it, and how much?
So I would say probably using anywhere between 3.5 to 7 grams a day. And at the moment that sort of varies from vaping and smoking. Okay,
right. So now on to the bit which we all enjoy, which is looking at the products and deciding what we would want. Now, what I like is to provide people with lots of different types of medications so that you can test it out yourself. I can't predict what you will respond well to, but we can, you know, guide you a little bit. Given that you're using, say, 3 grams, I know you said 3.5 to 7, but say you were using 3 grams, that will put you in the 90 grams per month mark.
Now, I will say that if I wanted to dispute this, I could have. I probably could have made it higher, but at the end of the day, although I am using 3.5 to 7 grams a day, even if I have my prescription, there's absolutely no way that the only bud I'm using throughout the month is my prescription, right? So it would just be overkill if I was getting more than 3 grams per day from my prescription. It just wouldn't really make any sense because obviously I'm using the other bits there. But if I wasn't using the other bits, I would have disputed it and I would have said, hey, I might need some more.
What is it you've been thinking about, because you know your stuff?
So I mainly tried to go for the non-irradiated flower, mainly because the terpenes, I find personally, I get a lot of benefits from them. I try to steer more towards the OG side of things with the gas, but at the same time, those are really good for me for nighttime, but they're not so good for me during the day because they don't really give you that motivation that, like, say, a sativa would give you. I think it was just, I was looking at all the non-irradiated indica options. But yeah, anything in that sort of range, in that sort of terp profile is what I'm kind of looking for.
So there's 3 there. I mean, did you have thoughts about how much you were wanting of each of those, or do you want to look at other products as well?
I would probably rather start with a smaller amount and then more options rather than bigger amounts and less options.
Pretty much all the products come in 10-gram pots. Some come in 5, some come in 15. So effectively you've got multiples of 10. So yeah, there's, as I say, 7 flowers there. How much of each would you want?
This is the part where most people they don't understand, because there's a lot of clinics out there where they're like, yeah, you can only get a maximum of 2. Yeah, we can only give you like this. And it just doesn't make any sense, because for me, for the most part, if something works for you and you know what works for you, then that's what works for you. If you go to the weed doctor and you say, hey, this works for me, this works for me, and this works for me, can I try these? And they go, no, you should try this, this, and this, and here, have some oils that you've said never worked for you in the past. That's weird. I don't like that. I don't want to be with a clinic that's like that. I want to be with a clinic that actually listens to the patients, knows what the patients actually need, and doesn't try and push some random stuff onto them that they really don't want or need.
Yeah, we'll go for the 10 of each.
When you have your product, it comes in a pot. It'll have your name and details on it. That'll tell people that it's medical cannabis. If you're going out, you're best off taking it in the pot so that people are aware.
So if you guys haven't seen the 7 that I just picked, is the 7 that I had in the recent haul video. For some reason, YouTube age restricted it, even though it doesn't show any product in it, which makes no sense. But hey, if I had showed product in it, it would have been age restricted from the get-go. It would have had 0 views, so can't really do much there. But if you do want to see it, you can check out the video that's there. And also, I'm changing it up, so I'm going to post all the flowery stuff over on Twitter, because it's like the only safe social media where you can post flower and stuff like that. So if you want to see all of the prescription stuff I got from this, there'll be a tweet up right now on my profile. You should go check it. It'll be linked in the pinned comment down below.
Otherwise, it's been a pleasure meeting you. I do hope that you get some benefit from these. And yes, I look forward to seeing how you get on in a month's time.
Sweet. Yeah, that sounds perfect, man. Thank you very much for everything.
That's quite all right. You take care, Drew, and I will see you in a month.
Sweet, perfect. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
So that was my appointment with the weed doctor, and there was actually one other thing that was cut out, which I kind of wish wasn't cut out, but I think I might get the footage for it and make a whole nother video for it in general, which is the drive-in. So they actually mention the drive-in to you, they advise you about drive-in, and they say you are allowed to drive. They say that the swab test is not the same as it was before, and they advise you that obviously you're not supposed to drive while you're impaired. But the doctor literally tells you in the appointment about driving. So I might make a whole separate video about the driving situation, because it is a very iffy topic to try and have in the end of here. So that was my appointment with the weed doctor, and if it looks like anything that interests you, there is a link in the pinned comment down below for Medica. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to show people just how easy this really is. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and yeah, I guess hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it. Maybe come say hello over on Twitter, because I'm going to try and build up Twitter a little bit. So yeah, I think that's basically it. Have a good one, people. Peace.